Luna this turn and expect your block to get popped, you still won't have enough mana to go for double Fireball.
I'm losing this game anyway.
But I don't think it's a safe assumption. Kranich realizes that, so he puts himself out of range of...
Close this game out, and that is going to be it. So he's putting his first win, which I think gives him the best chance of taking this matchup. And in order to put himself in a really good spot, he just needs to be winning with that Druid.
Right, very, very clean play from Firebat.
That's going to be it.
So...
Firebat is out of the tournament. He knew that he was not in a good spot going into this because of how aggressive Kranich's lineup was and the fact he could ban away the Warlock. Spellbreaker 2 Voidwalkers into the big horse, or maybe with a Mortal Coil, and then the 2 Voidlords into the little horse. You cube one of them, you Dark Pact one of them. Great, you're Gucci.
Okay. And everything I've taught you, I'm making it sound exciting. Okay, sure. As Pavel's just making sure he seals this one up, obviously. Yeah, so the next game, please, save us.
Yeah, the next game, looking at the tech decisions for both of these players in their decks, there's nothing that's going to harm Aaron too much in his Priest. It's risky.
He's going to go for it.
He's going for it, man. I think I like this play.
We live in a world where you kill your own stuff to win games. What world is this?
Now finally Barnabas is going to be played. Yeah.
Million turns.
Exactly.
So
this is what he's been going
not going to
to
mess this up. And he's going to set up a semi-final with Kranich, which old versus new. Except Kranich doesn't really count as old because he's been proceeding to win things for the last year as well.
Yeah, he's just pretty constantly good throughout no matter what. And for Pavel, he's going to have, I would say, probably a harder time. Once the Warlock is banned out of the way from Kranich, this Druid is really going to be suffering. Maybe the Rogue could even suffer against the aggressive decks from Kranich.
Sure, best draw in the deck. Why not?
Just pew pew.
So the order on that is, had he played the other Juggler...
I was just thinking the same thing. He
oh, because
the juggler then.
No, the thing is he still had patches in deck, so it makes no sense.
Okay.
Yeah. And suddenly there is a very wide board.
Click to continue is Tom's hand right now.
Better later on, and having a beast on board is not always guaranteed. So Virtual thinking at least one Shadow Step makes sense. I'm not quite sure why he would save the other one without something to. Like an SI.
He's going to get the something from the 2 minstrels in his hand, so maybe he's feeling he'll get SI, he might get Vile Spine. There's a lot of stuff that's going to come from these minstrels, so...
He just gets there.
Yeah, he does get there.
That's insane.
Not quite enough mana to sort everything out, I don't think. And...
I'm for it. I mean, here I'm again saying, like in that Virtual versus...
maybe before Virtual finds any, but it
maybe,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe you just won't survive. Oh, wait.
That's fine.
This is...
Virtual forgot to...
Yeah, that would...
list
lethal, not that it would matter, but that would be some sick BM there. Channeling...
Firing to face, and how much do I need to trade? Because obviously the main thing he's afraid of now is Dragonfire Potion, but because that counterspell he has in play, I think he can feel fairly comfortable about just going face, because of the fact that, yeah, Circle of Healing could proc the counterspell, and then you follow up with the Dragonfire Potion. But because the Circle of Healing would have come down while the Priest of the Feast was there to proc the counterspell, I think the Holy Fire, that is what could have turned this game around.
You're absolutely right. It was that one decision to use a silence a little bit too early that cost Weifu nearly the entire game. We could talk a lot more debatable, but that silence play...
Back, or does he keep it for the tempo as well?
That's a good point. He could actually have just backstabbed Valspine and then shadow stepped it back to his hand.
This is also interesting. This is Pavel going for the huge Van Cleef and also factoring the Keleseth.
For the activator of Valspine on the following turn, but Pavel disagrees. He wants the biggest Edwin he can possibly get. 10-10 versus 8-8.
Activator.
That's going to do it. Pavel bringing this up 2 games to 1 now. Finally. Okay, I was trying to figure out if there was some other thing he could go for.
Well, that's his getting his own back for that Eagle Horn Bow on turn 3, I think.
Very possibly. And he's putting himself
in business.
Glyph into Ice Block into
Glacial Mysteries
something.
Puts out an Ice Block and a Potion of Polymorph. Fit in the Fireball is the thing. Oh, it's 4 secrets, so that's been to second block there. So that just to be
Some kind of a dark pact.
right. I feel like we're playing a game on hard mode here. Casting on hard mode. All right, so Harrison coming down, draw 3 cards. Yeah, Wallgrove fits in this curve perfectly. Over to you, Darek.
Considering not taking the lethal to turn this 3-second game into a 10-hour game, but it seems in this instance he's happy just to take the first victory in a way that I was not expecting. Cube rolling.
Ah, is that a pun? You can roll a cube like a die.
Yeah, that was well done.
Yeah.
You spotted it perfectly.
Well, who is gonna make that dream
Yep.
dead?
Now that the Blood Reaver Gul'dan is out of the way, I mean, Purple can just start pushing for lethal, I think.
Isn't this just lethal with double Hellfire?
It is in fact just lethal.
So, yeah. Great game, guys.
Purple up 2 games to 0, even though Pavel taking it a lot slower because he had a really good shot at taking that game. Purple's showing why putting just Void Lords in your deck as opposed to the Doom Guard give you such more consistent potential for defensive options.
Yeah. That is way more than enough to get the job done.
That'll most certainly do it. Even throwing down a nice friendly BM silence to close out this game.
Perhaps a throwback to an unnecessary silence.
That is absolutely ridiculous. The Dirty Rat rounding it out so perfectly as well. There is
It was awesome!
surely nothing that Pavel can do because those Doom Guards are just gone. Really good job so far. And looking at the final series, I think Kranich is going to have a much harder fight than he's had in the last couple of games, given that his aggressive lineup will be finding one that's slightly more equipped to deal with him. But for the moment at least, it's going to be Purple advancing through to the 3rd place finisher. Very nicely done over Pavel, his opponent. But with the Kazakus Priest up against this Cube Warlock, the Psychic Scream is exactly what he needed. All of a sudden, this has gone from a complete loss situation to how does he lose?
The only Psychic Scream I'm witnessing right now is the one that just went up from the arena. The scream from the audience out there was absolutely insane because that has totally changed the game on its head.
Going for it, he wants to have the mana available next turn for all of his stuff, but I'm just not sure.
Kranich gives it up.
Done.
Virtual 3-0.
好的，那接下来呢，我们请冠军跟奖杯进行独照，然后高举你的奖杯。